Thank you for speaking with me today. Lily with MMA in Asia, and this is Mark Fischer, Managing Director for UFC Asia. You said a couple of pretty big figures today. You're in 448 million homes broadcast in Asia. What broadcast partnerships are those working with?
Yeah, multiple. And we've got Fox Sports, Southeast Asia, Hong Kong, Taiwan. We have RCTI in Indonesia, free to air, going out to every household virtually in Indonesia. We've got China, a dozen broadcast partners. Japan, we're on Wow Wow. We hope to be on a free to air with a certain localized programming soon. Korea, we're on Super Action, which is in 80-90% of the homes up there. So, yeah, a wide variety of broadcasters, but some very big platforms.
Okay, that is. And you also gave me a stunning figure. You said 40 Asian fighters on the roster, and 12 of those are Chinese. Are those Chinese fighters, that kind of eclipses more than we thought you would sign from TUF. Did you sign extra people beyond TUF?
Yes, we did. And whether it's related perhaps to signing these guys on TUF and then their friends, the kind of the whole peer pressure, why don't you sign as well? I mean, we've got guys like Li Jinliang that signed. Consequently, we have Juma Biaku that has joined. Royston Wee was an alternate on TUF, so in a way I guess he's come out of TUF, but he wasn't on the show. Singaporean Chinese. That rounds out most of and then the rest of the guys were on TUF, besides Jiang Tietran, who's obviously the coach assisting on it.
Okay, so that's a pretty healthy contingency. We've seen Lee fight already. Juma Biaku's scheduled coming up again for another fight.
Right.
Can you tell me beyond this pressure today, any of the other fighters that are going to be on the Macau card that are China-based?
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you kind of probables. Some of the fights are maybe not 100% yet, which is, I think, one reason why Dana wanted to stay away from the whole conversation today, just all the speculation. But, I mean, we've got... we're talking about Rocky Lee coming out from Taiwan for his UFC debut. We're talking about Wang Anying coming back. We're looking at Zhang Lipeng coming back after his victory in Macau. So I think those are a couple of the names that are certainly in line.
Okay. And as far as some of the other markets, you mentioned Korea and Philippines next. I think there was a lot of speculation because Brandon Vera was released that maybe the Philippines market had fallen through. And Dana mentioned in an interview not too long ago, wasn't much about it, but that the sponsor had fallen out, and that was why that it didn't happen in the Philippines this year. Do you have something else lined up? Can you tell me anything about Philippines?
Dana was accurate in that statement. We had a strong partner there that was underwriting it that, for their own business reasons, had to pull back, and really more of a postponement we're thinking than a full pullout. So we're looking to go back in there, but it'll be more first half of next year. And I know we keep delaying in the Philippines because we've got so many fans that want us to come down there, and we definitely want to get down there. It's just finding the right time and situation. Same thing really in Korea. We've had a couple delays, but the interest is overwhelming, and we've got to make those places work. And those are two great markets from a fan perspective.
As far as the Korean market goes, there's an issue with venues?
There's always issues with venues in Korea. I think it's something they're trying to fix, but it's, we'll get around that. We'll make it work. We got great production people. They can work with almost any venue. It would have been easier with maybe more of a modern NBA style arena, call it, but we'll make that work. It's making sure that the other variables are in place. And now we've got tremendous fighters coming out of Korea, so that part's just getting better. You asked about China, before? And I was just saying, there's difficulties, but I'm not so worried about those. I mean, we'll go in when we're ready to go. We don't want to just go in for the sake of having an event and saying we're having events. We want to go in with a big event when
effectively the ground is already laid to light a big fire there, and that event is then going to be the spark that lights the big fire. So we're laying that groundwork as we speak, and we're very happy to work with the Venetian in Macau in the meantime to kind of exploit the market from the outside in a lot of different ways.
Do you have any forecasts for China entry? We talked about before tough would be the first sort of putting your finger on the pulse of the actual grassroots market.
Sure. I mean, when you think of it, when you look at Tough, I mean, we've had fights in China through Tough. Granted, they've been in the studio, but they've been in China. They've been regulated. I mean, they've been the real deal in China, and we've gotten those across to a national audience. And so, in a way, we've already had fights in China. But when it comes to bringing a big live event, that's upcoming. I don't see issues. We'll get through all of the regulatory and all of that. It's really more coming in big and strong when everything is just right for that.
Okay. Time frame? Or
time frame?
Work in
progress. I think that second half 15 is realistic.
Okay. Maybe another Tough before then?
Yep. That maybe we'll have that related to the Tough. Who knows?
Okay. All right. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.